Hi friends. So this video is going to be a little trickier because I'm not going to be able to see myself. But I wanted to show you guys the Echo Room. The Echo Room is supposed to be a formal dining room. It's not, because who does that? This is my packing table. This is also used for homeschool. This is a wall that is magnetic as well as chalkboard. I have a dry erase board over here, but I really like my black wall. This is like something Jeremy did for me. I'm a little sleepy because I worked last night and then I came home and couldn't go to sleep till like 4. And I have to go back to work here in a couple hours. But that's fine. Works sort of, I work in the emergency department and it's sort of like chill compared to what's going on here. So I was gonna clean off this table and then really get to work and show you guys how to pack. But I feel like it's fair that I show you the mess that is my life and the way my brain works to pack. Some of you guys may be a little like ADHD like me and you're like, oh, packing. Some people are, I'm very visual. So if I see it, I know where it is forever. But if I don't see it, it's like, is it there? Is it not there? So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna hopefully try to stay in the, I'm trying to look and see where the shot is, but hopefully I'll stay in the shot. So this is kind of where a lot of things have kind of thrown up from Amazon and from other places. There are some gifts here from, other families that have children that are waiting in the orphanages, and I volunteered to take those. So we need to organize those. And not that anyone cares, but I was out of town. We had a little tragedy with these coloring books, but there's 2 more on the way. But I want to keep those set aside because I'm gonna try not to say the family's names unless I just have to. I kept looking for my good chalk, and I'm gonna actually take one more pass and look for the good chalk, but I can't find it, which is so tragic. Because the good chalk works so much better on the chalkboard than my chalk that I have sitting out there. But it just is what it is, you know? It's like I'm just gonna have to use the not so great chalk, and we'll look for the other chalk later. So I turned the video around so you guys could kind of see what's going on with this packing and how I'm gonna kind of organize my energetic brain to understand how to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna use, I haven't used this color yet, so I'm gonna use it. The kids have though. Let's find a color nobody's used yet. Okay, all right. So this is gonna be Liberia. And like, just so you know, I'm not a teacher, but I was a substitute teacher and a coach for a while, and I really have terrible handwriting most days. So, Liberia packing. So we're gonna have some so don't judge my writing. So we're gonna have some categories that'll kind of help us understand what to do. So we're gonna have, over here, we're gonna do Rachel. And then we're gonna do Jeremy. Okay, so here I'm gonna write down some things that Jeremy and I are like, okay, we can't live without. And then over here, I'm gonna write, let's change colors. We're gonna do food while we travel. So travel food. And then we're gonna do in-country food. Because we're gonna be staying there for at least 3 weeks, maybe more. I really miss my good dog. It's really sad. Okay, so in-country food, travel food, Jeremy Rachel non-negotiables. And then we're gonna have a travel documents. And then we're gonna do all the stuff we need to travel here, plus money. So we'll have to do our money there. All right, so let me look and see if you guys can kind of see what I'm doing, or if this is just not gonna work at all. Oh, okay, so yeah, I need to make it darker. Okay, so, and then here, I'm gonna change again. We're gonna do kids. Okay, so we have L1, L2, L3. And then we'll get to what we're doing with our Liberian kids later. Okay, so just to like make this prettier so you can actually see it. And I decided I could only work on this for like 20 minutes today, but it's overwhelming. So I was in my bed, like trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Like I was trying to get up, and my kids came and hung out with me, and I checked all my emails and text messages and social media stuff, and I was like, okay. And then I kind of got depressed. Like, how do I get out of bed? Because we keep finding out more stuff about our adoption. And this has always been true, and we just didn't know, is that a kid can be adopted abroad but not able to be immigrated based on immigration law of the U.S. because they have to be a true orphan. And that definition seems to be somewhat fluid from what I have found. So, and circumstances can obviously change while they're waiting in the orphanage, but I feel like they should trust the Liberian courts. Okay. Cool. And then down here, you can't really see that one, so I'm gonna make it brighter. So this is kids, like their clothes and stuff. And all my kids' names start with L, but I try not to say their names on these videos just because I'm trying to do their privacy stuff. And then we are also a homeschooling family, which basically means that Jeremy homeschools our kids, which is great. So let's see if we can find this. Try to find a color that's easy to see. Cause like, how do you homeschool in another country? Well, we're gonna figure that out. Okay, homeschool. Now, we haven't decided, we've had a lot of like different ideas on how to do that. Okay, so here is our categories. It's 75 degrees outside today here, which is nice. And it's just, it's a lot to take in, this whole travel abroad thing. But my goal is for us to only check like 2 suitcases. So this is a gift. These are gifts. I don't know why there's a stapler here. I don't need a stapler. This also kind of becomes like the catch-all for, it's like everybody has an entryway table, right? Like by your door where your mail goes and stuff. And I have like a dining room table for that, which is not good. Okay, so this is trash because this was the bar soap, bar shampoo, which is working well, so we're gonna get that again. This is what the that came in. And then this is also trash. So for our trip to Tennessee, we use these Gorilla, they're not compression, but they are kind of like tubes. So, and it works really well because normally I use Ziplocs, but the kids are bigger now, and so the Ziplocs aren't as good. So we have these, and different people have different ideas. They're like, oh, you just need Ziplocs, but like, Ziplocs can be hard. And I really liked it that what I did was I just wrote with a Sharpie on here, like this, which kid this belonged to. So, and the big thing everybody keeps telling me is like, think about how many clothes you need and bring like half of that. I'm like, okay. But, you know, it's highly possible that one of my kids will outgrow her clothes, which is a whole other thing. Okay, so we're gonna put this in here. This is actually my suitcase from when we were just out of town. One of my bags. We don't need that. Well, we might, but we probably don't. Okay. Oh, so let's do another category too while we're doing it. This one's gonna be gifts. This probably won't be our only trip to Liberia, although we're hoping, but this is gifts. So we've got a Squishmallow. We've got Pete the Cat book. And then, of course, the coloring books and crayons we're gonna have to figure out. And then we have something that doesn't go. See, these are just like headbands. Like, people are using my organization table for things they're not supposed to. But that's okay. Okay, so here we are. Got our bad chalk. Honestly, I'll probably get to the bottom of this pile and find our good chalk. So we have this, we have this. This is trash. So most of this stuff right here is gonna hold like a lot of the kids' stuff. And you guys may start laughing when I tell you, I'm trying to take minimal things. Okay, so this is from one of the ladies that lives in Liberia. Her name is Tita, and she is one of those people that just is super nice to adoptive families. And she wanted a peeler. So this is a peeler. This is obviously gonna have to go in the suitcase because it's sharp probably, but this is for her. I'll put this in a gift box. And I need to probably write that down because so Tita is just a close friend of a lot of the adoptive parents, and she just kind of says like, I'll be your people while you guys are here. So she's got a peeler and a bag. Oh, I missed my good chalk. Okay, so this can now be trash. And I do have a list on my phone of like all the potential gifts and who they're going to. All right, now this is gonna be for, obviously these are, I did actually get one set of these compression bags, and they are, the brand is PFEY RPK, and they're probably the cheapest ones on Amazon if you really wanna do that. So I'm gonna show them to you a little bit closer. They're kind of interesting. I think this would be good for like clothes and socks and underwear and stuff. So basically you fill it up and I'm gonna find something to fill it up with. Okay, so these are like my pants from the laundry. So you can fill it up, and that's like, you know, that's just doing the cube thing. And so like, it's just pretty full. I mean, you can probably stuff more stuff in there. It's just, let's stuff one more thing. So I think I got 3 pairs of my pants and then 2 pairs of my socks. Okay, so here it is. So that's pretty compact, you know, it's not terrible. But then, instead of having to like suck the air out or all that, you just zip it. Zip the external zipper. And just keep on keeping on. So now it's like squished down a lot further. So that's how those work. So I figured that that would be helpful for the kids stuff because I did notice that the other ones are kind of big. But I was just kind of like, we'll try a couple different things. So these are these. So I'll let you know how well those actually work or if they make a difference. The other thing is I needed another bag anyway for like sorting because we can't have everything the same. That is the problem with the Ziploc bags. Because everybody has a Ziploc bag. And my kids can read now, but like, you know, looking for their name and stuff, it'd be better if they had color. So now we actually have 2 colors, so we could have like different things. So my goal, this is where you guys are gonna really laugh. My goal is for each kid to carry one of these. These are backpacks that are, and they actually come out pretty large. Like right now they're kind of squished down. I got these on Amazon last year. They actually come with a pocket for like a hydration pack, like a Camelback type, you know. But we're not gonna use that. But the insulation is nice, so they could put some snacks in there if they wanted. So what it has is it has this belt, so you know it won't hurt their shoulders. It actually has zippers on the belt. And so, and it, I mean, it's kind of more for kids because it's smaller, like in my opinion. But I mean, I could totally, this could be kind of an adult size, but it's going to count more as a personal item instead of like a carry-on. So it has these straps, you know, that go around. Obviously it'll be tighter on my kids. So all their stuff can be here. And then they have these little zipper side pockets for whatever they might need there. Obviously, we're not going to give them passports to carry. But I think that my oldest and my youngest, my oldest is probably the strongest, but she's the least patient. And I think my oldest and my youngest could kind of do something like this, walking through the airport. They can hold a hand. They can have a front to back backpack. And not do a carry-on for them. Because if we are able to bring our Liberian daughters home, I want them to have a backpack to carry home with their personal stuff in it. So that's why we have 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll get the other one. Because we're gonna take our Wonderfold stroller that kind of collapses down to a, you could roll it like a suitcase if you really wanted to. So if Jeremy, Jeremy and I can probably handle this. If I roll the Wonderfold and hold one kid's hand, we'll figure it out. But like our kids are 10, 10, and 7. So now this is Jeremy's, considered his personal item. It's a backpack. So he'll have this. And then we have this suitcase that I'm hoping to put gifts in. So like gifts for other people and homeschool stuff. Hopefully we'll go there. The stuff up here, travel food and in-country food, needs to go somewhere too. So these travel stuff needs to go in these backpacks. So I ordered a Foldy, which is like fairly popular carry-on bag. I don't think it's here yet. I'm gonna look and see. I haven't opened any packages yet in the last 48 hours. But Jeremy's can hold our laptop, which we'll definitely need. It can hold his stuff. Probably put a CPAP in here. Medications for the kids, that kind of stuff. And then I can have my own for that too. So if the kids, so all 5 of those backpacks plus this big suitcase plus this plus our Wonderfold. And then I got 3 Foldies, 1 for me, 1 for my other, 2 for me and 1 for my other daughter. that might fit all of our stuff. So everybody can carry their own stuff and we don't have to worry about security. These dresses are so sweet and so cute. A friend of mine that I met through a friend of a friend, so my friend at church was advertising about our adoption for us, and her friend has given us financial donations, emotional support, and she made these matching dresses for our daughters, for our so 2 for our Liberian daughters and 3 for our other daughters. And my kids here have already looked at them and tried them on. They're like, oh, those are really cute. So we're gonna save these for Africa, hopefully for a good photo op at some point. Those are really sweet. And she sent some more stuff, some clothes for our daughters there. And this is a really cute dress. And she just like did this, like hand did this, and I was so appreciative. And this dress is really cute and really forgiving, and like depending on their size, you know, we know they're kind of a certain height and weight, but they're pretty small. But she was just talking about for 4th of July, their faith and freedom, kind of, and they smell so good. So anyways, she also added in some other clothes that I'll look at later. These crayons got a touch wet, but I'm going to move them to a Ziploc anyway because I wasn't going to take them in this package because the package was already kind of flimsy. This is a gift. So I'm just going to set that here for another child, not our kids, but another kid for another family. Okay. So now we are down to some type of advertising magazine that doesn't belong on my table. We'll move. And, okay, so we're almost done with today's stuff. So this backpack, I thought about taking, may not take, because I got this other one. Trash. Oh, I know what this is. Okay, so this is also gifts. This is bracelets, and this is a gift that's sent by another family to me to give to the older girls in the orphanage. They can make bracelets and stuff. And then this is nail stuff for Tita, I believe. I gotta go back and look at my notes to make 100% sure if that's where I'm supposed to put that. Some of this stuff came while we were out of town. It's nice right now because Jeremy's gone with the girls, so it's not loud. So I can kind of think and talk to you guys without them being themselves in the background. It's really like, this is like, I knew I needed to do a video today. An empty house really freaks me out a lot. Okay, so this is some more of those, because I felt like I needed 3 colors. So this is more of the compression bags. These are smaller. Again, some people say just do Ziplocs, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. But this really works better for us on this last trip to Tennessee. The bags with their names on it that were kind of cute, so they can kind of share a suitcase. But one thing too is these are a little more generic compression bags, but there are, I want one color that we don't use until like our 2nd week of Africa. Like we don't even look at it. We don't know where it is. We don't know what's happening with it. We just don't use it. Don't unpack it. Leave it there. So our first week, you know, once we get settled, because we'll be traveling. What we're gonna do is we're gonna travel from here to Nashville. We're gonna stay at an Airbnb, drop the dog off, and then my friend is gonna take us to the airport. We're gonna fly out like 6:30 at night to Nashville, go to JFK, and then fly across the ocean. Then hopefully sleep. And then when we get there, we have to change airlines. We gotta get our luggage. So that's why we're trying not to check very much. But I'm all about gifts and birthdays and stuff, so we're gonna take the gifts. Even if they're not for our kids, we're just gonna take stuff. But the other thing is we gotta change our lines, so we gotta get our luggage off, and then we gotta get back on. And then the first night, we're gonna fly in, we'll land in Africa, then we'll fly to, so we'll go from Ghana to Liberia. So probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night is when we will have our stuff and be ready to leave the airport in Liberia, and it'll be close to dark. We have car service picking us up there from the Labasa Eco Lodge, and they're going to take us, we're going to stay there the first night, have a great breakfast buffet in the morning, enjoy the resort, and then they're going to take us to where we're going to be staying for the majority of our trip, which is more of an Airbnb where we cook our own food. They're very nice so far. I've heard other people have stayed there. But that's a lot of traveling. So I would like to have some things that we do not pull out of the suitcase until we are at the Tropicana Resort on like February 16th. So that's why I have different colors. Okay. This is so fun. So one of the moms was like, okay, are you gonna kill me if we send this, because it might be too big, but it's an ankle skip ball. So it's kind of like jumping rope, only it spins around your leg. I'm gonna show this closer. And she was like, I'm afraid it's gonna be too big. And I'm like, I don't care how big it is, just send it. Let's just make it work. So it's really cute and it's different colors and they can play with this. And she, you know, she can share this, but this is for one of the little girls at the orphanage. And I was like, just send it, I don't care. And then she sent some nail polish too, same package, so. And I'm gonna have to touch base with all those families and make sure I get everything to the right person. Although, one thing I will say about the orphanage is that these kids, like, they share everything and they don't have a good, they don't have like personal possession stuff. They pretty much see everything as everybody's. So, okay. So we're gonna need snacks, we're gonna need water bottles, we're gonna need something, you know, we're gonna need clothes. We need stuff that's gonna last me from basically like February 10th till February 16th. I should write that down. So from this kind of notes, we'll do a notes category. Notes. I don't ever use this side, it'll be fun. So February 10th. February 16th. I need to not open the suitcases. Okay, so I need to be able to pack stuff that I'm not going to see again until February 16th in Africa. Homeschool stuff would be included in that, all that. And I feel good about it. I'm gonna look and see what you guys can see. It looks better than it did yesterday for sure. I'm gonna get out a couple more things. Okay, so I am huge into baby wearing and huge into attachment, and so all my kids were carrier babies. First thing is, this is kind of my first aid, we'll call it a jump bag. I wanted to donate some medical supplies while we were there, and also I don't want to have to go to the doctor while I'm in Liberia if I can help it. So that's my like first aid kit, emergency kit, like I could stitch somebody up with the stuff that's in there. There's a staple gun, I ordered it like a year and a half ago. And I went through it last night and it's good. Probably not gonna need it, I mean maybe, but then I've gotta like pull some stuff out to kind of keep it in my purse, but make sure it's nothing that's gonna flag security that's gonna ruin my day. These are rubber bands. That's why it's in here. So that's what that's about. And that's kind of one of those things that is like, when I start packing, I'm gonna be like, do I really need this? But there's a part of me that's like, but I wanna be prepared for anything that's gonna make my life easier and safer. But like, in reality, how many times have I gotten in my own first aid kit in the last month? So there's that. Okay, so back to the baby wearing. So this is a preschool carrier. This is a Tula brand. I have tons of these. This is a new one that I have never used before, other than we just got it in the last 3 or 4 months. So our children in Liberia are 6 and 7 years old, but they have grown up in an orphanage. They don't know much about attachment. They don't know, and they could be fearful of things, and they're small. So when we start traveling through multiple airports, multiple things to come home with them, hopefully sooner rather than later, there's this. There's also, like, my best friend is really nervous about us with our little 7-year-old. She's just worried she's gonna get lost or kidnapped or whatever, even though I don't think she will. but just trying to carry suitcases, trying to hold hands, trying to do everything. Our 7-year-old will easily fit here. This is like, and it's like a piggyback ride, but more comfortable. And this will hold a kid greater than 60 pounds if you need it to. My Liberian daughters weigh like, depending on which document you look at, like 40 pounds. And that's, I know people don't understand poundage. So like my 10-year-old who's 5'4", who's like way off the growth chart, she's like 110, 120 pounds max, like maybe probably 110. My 10-year-old that's a normal sized kid that's like maybe 5 feet, not quite, or maybe a little bit more. She's in that ballpark of just normal, as opposed to my oldest who's 5'4" at 10. She's like 90 pounds, 85 pounds. So like, I'm not gonna put my 10-year-old in this because we'll probably fall over, but I could. If you think about backpacking, I used to work out in Colorado for a backpacking company when I was in my early 20s, and my backpack would weigh like 70 pounds or 80 pounds for my job. So, you know, that was just part of it. So to put a 45-pound kid on your back, I highly recommend figuring this out. If you don't know how to do it, just message me and I'll send you a video of how to do it. It's really easy, but it works like a backpack. So to appease my friends' safety concerns that are valid, I mean, I agree, like we need to hang on to, you know, the squirrel. We call her the squirrel. She is kind of a squirrel. She can go on Jeremy's back in this, and then show you another one. If we're coming back from Liberia, obviously our 7-year-old that we've had since birth will be a lot more comfortable with travel, but Jeremy could put one on their back. This is a toddler Tula. This is like, I've had this for 8 years, I think. I use this every day, especially when I had kids that were all in diapers. This one's really floppy. It's really lightweight. It's great for bonding. We had foster kids that were 3, 4, and 5 different age groups. This worked great for them because sometimes kids just don't know where they're supposed to be. And if you read a lot about attachment parenting and like helping kids, especially kids that have special needs or traumatic stuff, one thing that I noticed with my foster daughter, she was 4 when she arrived, and she was almost 6 when she left, is that she was always trying to like be the mom, and I think that was part of her trauma and her parentification. But she didn't know how to be like, she didn't know where she was supposed to be in my house, but she was constantly doing something or moving or whatever. So for her, it actually worked better to put her in this, even though she was about 40 pounds, 45 pounds. She was pretty solid, like 4 to 5-year-old. It helped her even when we were cooking dinner, or especially if we went to Target or wherever we were, that there was a lot coming at her, or just like the routine of our daily life before she understood where she was supposed to be. Babies are in your body at first, and then you hold them a lot, and a lot of kids that go through trauma miss that chapter. So that's why it's not just about safety and ease through the airport. This is about them understanding that they're safe. My 7-year-old, who's a bit of a squirrel, for her it's gonna be more about logistics because she knows she's safe. Or if she's really tired or something, it's just gonna be easier. And the Wonderfold will hold both of my other kids if I need it to. So if Jeremy and I are the only ones that are still standing after our 24 hours of travel, that's okay. We have a place for everyone. I don't have to drag them screaming, where they can be comfortable. But so this actually can go, and when I was really in the throes of parenting, I had kids 7 months apart. I actually double packed and had one on the front, one on the back. Now, granted, they were like 20 pounds and 7 pounds at that point, but like, I don't think I did any damage to my back. These are pretty ergonomic, but the brand is Tula. There's a couple different brands, so, but my kids are home, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and this is packing for today. Bye.